I would say that the major event in currencies today is going to be the president's announcement about sanctions and possible military aid towards Ukraine. The euro could take it either way. It means it could be an escalation, and the U.S. is an ocean away, which gives it a bit of the safety bid to it instead of being right in the middle of it in Europe. And also, it could go the other way because the U.S. coming back a big reversal in President Trump's original position, where he was pulling aid from Ukraine to again support their military, their war effort against Russia, could also be seen as a reunited move with Europe, and maybe that'll help the euro. So it's really range bound. My bias is that there's going to be one more push up, but it's probably going to be the inflation number that is a catalyst. So I'm trying it here. I'm not risking a lot because if we start closing under 1650, that's going to open the door for lower numbers. So we've tried it a few times. I'm long a bit with a 50 pip stop. And if we could get back over the 1720 level, we might even challenge these highs. Maybe it's a triangle, which would imply that there's one more high. I usually have a very difficult time staying short in grinding tops like this that take a long time. They're distribution tops. But I believe the fact that during that dollar rally it held up so well that perhaps there's one more squeeze to the upside for people that are bottom picking the dollar. Also, cable's really oversold here. I wouldn't be short, but it still is a relative weakness compared to euro. So if I'm going to try for one more pop, I'm doing it with the euro. Looking at the yen. Oh, also Aussie. Aussie looks to me like it's forming some type of bull flag. You could probably do the same thing here, like you did with euro, and risk these lows. I still think there's one more high coming in Aussie. The mid 66s is a target, maybe even up towards 67, which is where we have some moving averages. And something that is percolating that I think is going to have, okay, so here you see on I think it was on the weekly then, where I think Aussie could go. Now, after that, the big move, I think, is going to be to the downside. So I think we have one more pop here, and then we're going to pull back to about 62 and a half. That's my view on there. Something that's percolating looks good. I think you could just buy it, just launch. Is last week peso tried to bottom. It was, kind of slow to do so, but it's coming out of this base right now. You could be long the USDMX with stops under 1860, looking for a move to 1890. There's a big resistance above in USDMX, and this too is counter trend, but the big resistance level is up here at 19 and a half. So very possible we could rally up towards a little bit above 119. As far as rates are concerned, it still looks to me like the path of least resistance in the bonds is still lower. I still will take out this low is what I'm looking for. Maybe we'll have a 3 drive down here. And did want to take a look at nat gas, which is pumping pretty good today. Uh, I'm not ready to go for it. Maybe we still have this line left in it. Crude could just still be a bear market rally, some type of flag. I'm not a believer right now. We're going to blow past this level. I think we're just correcting the shock decline after the invasion from Israel. And I did want to talk about Bitcoin. So, huge move. It's confirming the highs, but we're 1.27 uh, up here as far as a possible resistance level. I can't buy it here. I would wait for some type of pullback to the breakout, which was the high prior high of the move 112 at this point in time. Just taking a look at how some of the uh, Mag 7s are acting. You kind of have you have ugly action so far in Microsoft. I think that what started last Friday in the S&Ps is, even though it's bouncing back, could continue. Nvidia's down a bit. Nvidia is, diverging up here. Last high barely over 70, so I think it's vulnerable for a move at least, maybe back to 145, which would seem like a big deal. Um, we have Google trying this resistance right here. So this is a good or bad from here in Google at this resistance. We'll see if it could fade. If we get a lower close, I may go with it. And the currencies, let's just stick with the dollar. And you guys know the reason I moved um, out of most of my positions in the Dixie was because of the confirmed low here. So my plan is for this week that if we get a pullback in the Dixie, like to 96 and a half, I'm going to try it there and be wrong under 96. Okay, so I'm looking to be a buyer on a break. So I need that one more pop in euro for the dollar to get down, and this would be about 61.8 back. So that's what I'm looking for there. Silver actually gave us an overthrow over the megaphone. Look how strong it is. But I'd be aware because, I mean, everyone is super bullish. Here's the megaphone. If we close back under like 38 and a half, it could be vulnerable. This is a fourth wave triangle with the fifth wave underway, just like I was talking in Euro, where you have a triangle here with maybe one more push. So long Noke is trying to hold still way off its lows. We go through 1020. That's a breakout. MEX looks good and long euro. And we'll see what happens the rest of the day after the Trump announcements, and turnaround Tuesday may be the day for everything I've talked about. So right now I'm looking at the euro as maybe one more hurrah and one more pullback in the dollar. And I'm not going to wait for 95. I'm going to try it at this 96 and a half level, which is, about 90 points away. And that's the way I see things today. I'm posting in the room. I'll see you there. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And I think there's going to be some great trading this week. So just stick to your plans, be patient, and please use stops. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good hunting. I have an interview with Zach Manis Thursday. He's a great Elliottician. And if you have any input or you know what? There was a viewer that was interested in what I thought about the housing stocks. And there are a couple that I'm following. Um, the first one's D.H. Horton, which, the way the bonds are acting, it's acting okay. I mean, there's a daily stopped at the 200-day. I'd buy breaks in the housing stocks. Here is Lennar. Lennar looks worse. Maybe we're going to get another pushback, but it could be a shot. The only thing that has me conflicted is I'm pretty bearish on TLT on long-term rates, unless we're going to put in a higher low. In fact, we're already into the summer months and things are quieting down. So you have to be patient, wait for news and spikes and get ready to fade things instead of just trying to pick them when they're just sitting here basically just floating in the water without any movement. So good trading today, everyone.